world where awesome and fun stuff happen. For today's fun, we're going to be learning about the solar system. And for this video, just for this video, I am wearing a solar system t-shirt. So, now you guys know that. I have these marbles that look and are shaped like the planets. And we have these flashcards of the solar system. So, for example, like I'm gonna flip through the cards as Saturn, the Moon, Jupiter, Earth, Venus, Mercury. So I'm gonna read, cause in the back it has little paragraphs. So I'm gonna read them, and I'm gonna show you which planets they are. So we have the Sun first, but since I don't have a sun marble, I'm just gonna read it. So. The Sun is the solar system star and by far its most massive component. The Sun's light to reach Earth, it takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds for. The Sun is a giant ball of glowing gases that gives off heat and light. The main gases are hydrogen and helium. Alright, now we're on Mercury. And Mercury is this one. It's a clear ball. So, we're on this one, Mercury. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun, the smallest planet in the solar system, and the smallest of the 4 inner planets. Mercury is slightly larger than the Moon. If Earth was the size of a cherry, Mercury would be a coffee bean. Mercury is close to the Sun. A day on Mercury lasts 59 days on Earth. It takes 88 days for Mercury to circle the Sun. Now, we're on Venus. Venus is this little ball, marble. So, we're on this one, Venus. Venus is close in size to the Earth. Venus is the second largest of the 4 inner planets. If Earth was the size of a cherry, Venus would be the size of a large blueberry. For one revolution, it takes 225 Earth days. Venus is covered by rolling plains and lava, most likely due to the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. The atmosphere is made of mostly carbon dioxide, which traps the sun's heat. This is called the greenhouse effect. So now we have the Earth. Nice detail on the Earth. So, we're on Earth, right here. So, I'm going to be talking to Earth now. The Earth is the largest and densest of the 4 inner planets, the only one known to have current geological activity, and the only place where life is known to exist. Earth has water and oxygen in its atmosphere for animals to breathe. 70% of Earth's surface is covered by seas and oceans. Earth has one natural satellite, the Moon, the only largest satellite of the terrestrial planet in the solar system. For one revolution, it takes 365 days. Alright, the Moon is not here, so I'm just like the Sun, I'm just gonna read. Earth's moon is the largest moon of the inner planets. The same side of the Moon always faces the Earth. The Moon's surface is marked by craters. There is no atmosphere on the Moon. Dark areas on the Moon are called seas. They are covered with lava from extinct volcanoes. Now we're on Mars. Little red ball. Nice. Alright, so we're on Mars. Mars is smaller than Earth and Venus. It ranks 3rd among the 4 inner planets. For one revolution, it takes 687 Earth days. If Earth was the size of a cherry, Mars would be a pea. Mars is mostly desert and has no water. Rocks that contain iron give Mars its red color. It has a thin atmosphere made up of carbon dioxide. Its surface peppered with vast volcanoes such as Olympus Mons. There is a gigantic canyon system called Valles Marineris on Mars. Mars has 2 tiny natural satellites, Deimos and Phobos. I'm not sure if I said that correct, but I tried. So now we have Jupiter. This is very, very big. This is the biggest planet, like in my set. This is the biggest marble I have. So now we're going to be talking about Jupiter on this one. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. It is 2.5 times the mass of all the other planets put together. For one revolution, it takes 4,380 Earth days. If Earth was the size of a cherry, Jupiter would be a cantaloupe. Jupiter has no solid surface. It is a huge ball of gas and liquid. It is composed largely of hydrogen and helium. Jupiter's strong internal heat creates semi-permanent features in its atmosphere, such as cloud bands and the Great Red Spot. Jupiter has 79 known satellites. The four largest, Ganymede, Callisto, Io, and Europa. Now we're on Saturn. Look at the details on that, the white and the yellow combo mixed up. I love it, I like it. So we're on Saturn. Okay, I don't know what that sound was, but don't worry. Okay. Saturn's structure is similar to Jupiter. Its atmosphere is made of hydrogen, helium, and ammonia, which gave it a yellow color. Saturn is the only planet of the solar system that is less dense than water. If Earth was the size of a cherry, Saturn would be a very large orange. The rings of Saturn are made up of small ice and rock particles. Saturn has 82 confirmed satellites composed largely of ice. One day on Saturn lasts 10 hours and 42 minutes. For one revolution, it takes 10,768 Earth days. Two of these, Titian and Enceladus, show signs of geological activity. Titan, the second largest moon in the solar system, is larger than Mercury and the only satellite in the solar system with a substantial atmosphere. Now we're on Uranus, this turquoise-looking marble. Okay, we're on this one, Uranus. Uranus is made of gas and liquid, is the lightest of the outer planets. Uranus is 3/4 billion miles from the sun, twice as far as Jupiter. It takes Uranus 84 years to orbit the sun. For one revolution, it takes 30,660 Earth days. If Earth was the size of a cherry, Uranus would be a kiwi. Unquietly, among the planets, it orbits the sun on its side. Its axial tilt is over 90 degrees to the ecliptic. I don't know how to say that. But Uranus has 27 known satellites, the largest ones being Titania, Oberon, Umbriel, Ariel, and Miranda. Alright, now we're on Neptune. This blue-looking marble. Very nice details. Alright, we're on this one, Neptune. Neptune, though slightly smaller than Uranus, is more massive and hence more dense. Neptune is the windiest planet in the solar system. If Earth was the size of a cherry, Neptune would be an apricot. Neptune has 14 known satellites. Neptune is 2.8 billion miles away from the sun. It takes 164 Earth years to make one orbit. A day on Neptune lasts 16 hours. For one revolution, it takes 60,225 Earth days. So, we're done with the planets, but even though Pluto's dwarf planet, it's still in these cards, but we're gonna be talking about the axis of the Earth. So, the axis. In astronomy, an axis refers to the imaginary line that an object, usually a planet, rotates around. Earth's rotational axis is an imaginary straight line that runs through the North and South Pole. In our illustrations, Earth's axis is drawn as a straight red line. Because Earth orbits the Sun at an angle, the solar energy reaching different parts of our planet is not constant, but varies during the course of a year. This is the reason we have different seasons, and why the seasons are opposite in the northern and southern hemispheres. Now we're going to be talking about the revolution. Revolution. When an object circles an eternal axis, like the Earth circles the Sun, it is called a revolution. It takes 365 days or 1 year for Earth to make a complete revolution around the Sun. This is our calendar year is based on. A full revolution of the Earth around the Sun is known as terrestrial or Earth year. Now we're going to be talking about rotation. That's the axis, the North and South Pole, and the Earth. Rotation. When an object turns around an internal axis, like the Earth turns around its axis, it is called rotation. Earth's rotation is the rotation of planet Earth around its own axis. Earth rotates eastward in prograde motion. As viewed from the North Pole star Polaris, Earth turns counterclockwise. By definition, the Earth's rotation is the amount of time that it takes to rotate once on its axis. This is apparently accomplished once a day, i.e. every 24 hours. Alright, now we're going to be talking about the dwarf planet Pluto. This is a very, very small planet. That's why it's called the dwarf planet. And dwarf planets are known to be very small. Or on this one. Dwarf planet Pluto. The dwarf planet Pluto is the largest known object in the Kuiper belt. When discovered in 1930, Pluto is the 9th largest object directly orbiting the Sun. This changed in 2006 with the adoption of a formal definition of planet. Pluto is no longer the 9th largest object in the solar system. Pluto's surface is composed mostly of nitrogen ice. There's also water ice on Pluto. Pluto has 5 moons. It takes Pluto 247.68 years to orbit the Sun. Alright guys, that's the end of the flashcards, and that's just a little diagram of the solar system. And there's some readings at the back, which I'm about to read right now. So yeah, this is the last one. The solar system is the gravitationally bound system of the Sun and the objects that orbit it. Either directly or indirectly. Of the objects that orbit the Sun directly, the largest are the 8 planets, with the remainder being smaller objects, the dwarf planets in the small solar system bodies. The 4 smaller inner planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, are terrestrial planets, being primarily composed of rock and metal. The 4 outer planets are giant planets, being substantially more massive than the terrestrials. The 2 largest, Jupiter and Saturn, are gas giants, being composed mainly of hydrogen and helium. The 2 outermost planets, Uranus and Neptune, are ice giants, being composed mostly of substance with relatively high melting points compared with hydrogen and helium, called volatiles, such as water, ammonia, and methane. All 8 planets have almost circular objects that lie within a nearly flat disk called the ecliptic. The astronomical unit, AU, is a unit of length. It is primarily for measuring distances within the solar system or around other stars. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys like this video and hope you guys learned something about the solar system. Hope you guys have a nice day. Bye.